Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan, and today I'm talking about the released OPCW internal email by Wikileaks. And I'm going to ask the question: does this put Trump in trouble? Does this make him a war criminal or something like that? I don't know. What happens with Trump here? Anyways, but first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The GoFundMe link is in the description box. Click that link, read the story, check out the other donations, then make a donation yourself. None of the money goes to us. It goes to charity for one of our subscribers and his wife. Helps them pay medical bills because we don't have single payer in this country. That's right. So we got to help each other out. So if you got $5 or more laying around, you want to donate to charity, go to Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link in the description box. All right. So by now, we should all know about the OPCW report and the whistleblowers that came out and questioned the report that was released, right? That said Assad was most likely responsible for the chemical attack in Douma in April 2018. It's like, we should know about that, but it's not usually not, these type of things usually don't get widely reported. And obviously, the mainstream establishment Democrats and the mainstream establishment Republicans, neither one of them want to bring this shit up. They definitely don't want it because this falls under Obama, this falls under Trump, right? So I'm just gonna let me just look through like a couple little parts here that are interesting to me. Obviously, I'm gonna link the entire article, and obviously the email is there too. See this little tab right here? It says documents. That's where the actual email is, where you can read it yourself. But this is WikiLeaks' little report on it. Alright, where was I? Right here. So, this little excerpt was from the redacted version, the one that OPCW released to the public. And it says, these are just like things I'm like, whoa, these should be glaring, right? Where it says, based on the high levels of various chlorinated organic derivatives detected in environmental samples, talking about the chlorine in the air or whatever chemicals that they found in the air, that would say, okay, this is probably a gas attack. Got it. Here's what the internal email says from one of, I would say, concerned employee. Says they were, in most cases, present only in parts per billion range, as low as 1 to 2 parts per billion, which is essentially trace quantities. So it's like, that's like an outright lie, right? And you can just tell because one guy is using numbers here. It's like as low as 1 to 2 parts per billion, as opposed to, yeah, there's definitely chlorine in the air, because a gas attack happened, clearly. All right, like, aren't these guys supposed to be like a watchdog or whatever that is? Here's another portion I want to read to you here. This is talking about I believe, like the witness accounts, and this employee who sent the email to, I guess, their like head director guy. This is what he wrote to them. Omitting this section of the report, including the epidemiology, I hope I said that right, which has been removed in its entirety, has a serious negative impact on the report as this section is inextricably linked to the chemical agent identified. In this case, the confidence in the identity of chlorine or any other choking agent is drawn into question precisely because of the inconsistencies with the reported and observed symptoms, right? The actual victims or the people who were in like the hospital and shit, like those observations of them, and essentially like doctors who are witnesses of what's going on here. The inconsistency was not only noted by the fact-finding mission team, but strongly supported by these 3 toxicologists with expertise in exposure to chemical warfare agents. So it's like, Sort of like, okay, not only do I have just normal people, witnesses, I also have experts in this field. They're like, this is their shit. This is what they do. Now we've already heard this before in regards to the initial the other OPCW whistleblowers. This isn't a whistleblower, I don't believe, because this is just emails that they picked up. Now, it could be a whistleblower, as in he's the one who gave WikiLeaks the emails, but we don't know that yet. I don't think we know that. But the other guys who are actually whistleblowers, they had their work looked over by an MIT professor who was like, it's like, yeah, something's off here with the OPCW. Like probably their executive branch, right? The guys who are out in front of us on TV that tell us, that go to conferences and tell us, nothing wrong here. Looks like just a normal chemical attack by the Syrian government. Those guys. And of course, it always seems like the experts fall on the side of, so when normal people like me are saying, oh, I don't think Assad gassed his own people, it doesn't even make sense, just using dumb guy logic. Somehow, it always seems like the experts, when they actually do their work, actually fall on our side, like over and over again. It's kind of weird, right? Those weird gut feelings things. So, yeah. Now, since I'm not, like, when I do videos, I want to do something like, okay, here's something that maybe no one's talking about, or here's an angle that's, nobody else is taking. That could just be in my own mind, but, I just go because I feel like that, I want to ask the question, or I want to put out this statement and sort of ask the question of Trump followers, as I have several times now. I used to never talk about Trump, and now I have been recently, because it's like there's mounting evidence. There's evidence piling up here. Now this basically ensures that they gassed, or that the U.S. under the Trump administration, 2 years in a row, bombed Syria, along with the UK and France, bombed Syria based on the idea that Assad gassed his own people, right? So it's like, but this is telling me that Trump just bombed them without any evidence. What does that do? Are you still gonna vote for this guy? Is that a war crime? That's also a question. Is that a war crime? When you you basically have, we know you have no evidence now, and you still bomb them anyways. Then it begs the question, like, okay, well, who does Trump work for? Right? You would think the first thing you ask for, especially after the whole Iraq debacle, the first thing you would do is make sure you have evidence for what you're doing. Even though I'm against bombing, period, but if you're a dumbass and you're like, oh, I know he gassed these people, I'm going to bomb him for it. So it's like, wouldn't you want to ask for evidence? Okay, let's say they gave him evidence. Let's say they CIA or someone fudged some fucking evidence up and gave it to him and said, see, we know he did it. And he just trusted them. What does he do now? Does he find out who said this to him? Does he fire these people? What happens? Like, Bolton's gone already. Pompeo's still there. So what does he do now? What do you think Trump should do? That's basically the question I'm asking. If you're a Trump fan, Trump supporter, what do you think Donald Trump should do? Because I'm assuming you're in the belief that he didn't do anything wrong here. Someone else lied to him. That's why this happened. Granted, if he was competent, you would ask for evidence, but, let's just say they convinced him. What do you think Trump should do about this? What do you think he will do about this? Will he even talk about it? Will he be like, they got me, they tricked me, I'm firing these people? Will that happen? That's my little question, my little challenge to the Trump fans. I've actually heard this. No offense, Dubster Brian, but this is one of the silliest things I've ever heard. You said WikiLeaks was taken over or something by the deep state. It's like, come on, son. Come on, son. Or you said Assange's account or something was taken over. But still, it's like, let's say they were taken over, like to still release correct information. Like, is that the thing that happened? Is this information incorrect? Is that a fake email that's linked that you said you couldn't find? It's there. That could just be a mistake, but it's there. Right there, where it says right next to releases, it says documents. That's where you can find the 3-page email in its entirety, the way WikiLeaks has always done, release their information. Like, oh, here it is. All right, so there you go. Do you accept my challenge, people? Any Trump fans? I dare you to. Explain it to me. Explain what I'm missing. All right, that's it for me. Please subscribe if you like, comment, agree, disagree, tell me your thoughts. Send me more information. Hey, make a fan request. You can request, a video you want us to check out. Doesn't mean I'm calling you fans. I'm just saying. I just title it fan request because it's nice and simple. Makes sense. But yeah, if you want us to go over a video, react to a video, put it down in the comments section. Tell me. Just type out, I want you guys to react to this. And it'll be done. Unless it's trolling bullshit or it's like, an 8-part documentary. Try to keep it like 15 minutes or less or something like that. Don't forget to donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery GoFundMe link in the description box. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.